Good morning, YouTube! We are doing another vlog. So this past weekend, I uploaded a vlog. I hadn't done a vlog in a very long time, and it was for the demolition of the house next door. This next weekend will be another vlog that's old. So yeah, anyways. You guys really like the vlogs. I know when I vlogged on a regular basis, you guys loved it, and a lot of you were very sad when I decided to stop vlogging on a regular basis. But when I did that, like, I had to switch to a new computer. I had to learn that new computer, and I was finding that editing vlogs on it was like a total pain. Like, it was a giant pain in the butt. But now I've been using that computer for about a year now, and you know, editing vlogs on it isn't a big a deal to me anymore as it was when I very first started using that computer. So I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna start weekly vlogging. I'm not gonna say that there's gonna be a weekly vlog every weekend like there was, but I would like to start vlogging more. So, good morning, it is Monday. I am going to head to the gym here in a moment. I need to get my son up and get him some breakfast. So I'm gonna wake him up, make him breakfast, eat an apple, take the dog out, go to the gym. I just need to start going to the gym again. Like, I'm feeling fat, more or less. And I know people say fat's not a feeling, but it is. Okay, like when you start feeling sluggish and uncomfortable, and for me a lot of times with TMI, like my bowels just aren't working right. Like, we need to get some lubrication going on in there. Okay, we start moving around, get things going. You know, there just comes a time when I'm like, I've gotten too big. I don't know how much I weigh. I've stopped weighing myself. I decided it's not worth it because it just makes me feel bad when I weigh myself, and it doesn't necessarily fix the problem. It doesn't motivate me to get in the gym. A lot of times it has the opposite effect, and I end up eating a bunch of food because I emotionally eat. So I just don't worry about the scales anymore. I've tried to be decent about going to the gym, but this whole summer, like, I've quit this whole summer pretty much. Like, I've gone a few times, but overall I haven't been going because we've had so much going on, and I don't do well with change or stress, and when that happens I tend to shut down and things don't get completed. A lot of things, like going to the gym, haven't been doing that. Taking my son to story time, haven't done that all summer, which we used to go on like a regular basis. There's other things I'm sure that I'm drawing a blank on, but I don't know, I'm really bad about that. I don't handle stress or change, and the neighbor's house, I'm like a one track, like if I've got multiple things going on, like it just, so like the neighbor's house caught fire, and we had to figure out how to buy it, we had to figure out loans, we had to figure out getting construction companies. We've been dealing with the construction company that we, I almost said bought, that we hired, because he's going slower than a 3-day itch. I'll show you in a second what it's looking like. That's been an issue all summer. I went back to work because, you know, last year things were really financially tight for us, if you guys were watching the vlogs last year, and I don't want to go back to that. And so we could make the payments on this place out of my husband's pay, but it would make things really tight. So I decided to go back to work. So we're pretty much now making double payments. Last week our air conditioner and our washer went out, and so it really sucked because like I had saved up in a matter of just like about a month and a half, I'd saved up about $700, and to fix the AC unit and the washing machine cost around $3-ish, and that hurt. That hurt. So yeah, just like a lot of business stuff, if you will. I don't know how else to call it, because it's definitely not been fun summer stuff. It's been like life, I guess. But oh, and my best friend had a wedding, and so there's a lot of planning involved for her bachelorette party and just all of that stuff. So on top of that, I'm a dog groomer, I do YouTube, like I'm a full-time mom, like there's a lot. So any like kink in my normal routine, and I struggle. So the house is nearly gone. Well, it's better than it's been. And then my friend has had her wedding, so that's over with. And my son's had his birthday, and so it's just time for me to get back on track of waking up and going to the gym and trying to eat better. Like I can't keep doing what I've been doing because I'm feeling sluggish and uncomfortable in my own body. That being said, like my clothes feel great. On the other hand to that though, I'm pushing needing a 3X, and a lot of the shirts I've been buying recently I've been getting in a 3X and they're oversized, so that might be why I feel so great. But like my pants are the same size, so I don't know. But and then I was talking to a friend. I know this is so ranty and boring right now, but I was talking to a friend yesterday. We've been friends since like middle school. We went to elementary together, known him for years, and we work at the same place. And we got to talking and we were catching up because we hadn't like really talked in a long time. And he said that he now has diabetes as of last year, and he's a bigger guy. I mean, he's not like, you know, morbidly obese. At least I don't think he looks like he's morbidly obese. According to the scale, he probably is. Just like I'm considered morbidly obese according to the scales and stuff. But he, you know, I don't think he looks that bad. But he's tall, about as tall as my husband. He's probably about 6'5", 6'3", 6'5", somewhere in there. And he's got some pudge, but it's, you know, he's not like, I don't know, he's not massive. But he got diabetes, and the doctor said it's because he's overweight and he doesn't exercise. And they have had him on a regimen to try to lower his numbers. I don't understand all this stuff, but you know, he's lowered it quite a bit, but it's still not in the right range. And so he's still considered diabetic. He still has to take pills on a regular basis for it. He has to prick his finger, all that stuff. And just kind of wake up called me, because I'm like, wow, we are only getting older. Because like, he's like 27, 28. I know I'm 28. He might not be 28 yet. He might be 27. And a few years ago, I had a high cholesterol scare, and I was able to reverse that, thankfully, and it hasn't come back. But it just makes me nervous. And I'm like, man, I gotta do something. I gotta do something. So, enough talking. I'll show you what I'm gonna wear to the gym, assuming all this natural light doesn't mess things up for me. I got you on the fish tank. Hopefully you don't fall in, because that would be not good. Let's see. Okay, so this is what I have on for the gym. Just my black Irma. I got this the other day. I'm so excited. It's from Lularoe. I still like Lularoe. I just think their shirts, I'm not much for their leggings, but I love the shirts. They're just so comfortable. I know they're expensive, but I find it justifiable to buy them when I have the extra money to treat myself, because I wear the living heck out of them. And I'm like, well, if I like them this much and I'm living in them, like, I might as well buy them. You know, it's not just sitting in my drawer. I'm wearing them. So yeah, I got this the other day. It's a 3X. It's quite big and roomy, but I love how comfy it is. It comes down really low on the back. I can kind of do an off-the-shoulder thing, which I'm the same way with my pink Irma. If you've been following me since last year when I bought it, you know I practically live in the pink Irma. The pink Irma is starting to fall apart, so I needed a new one. But I wore this the other day, so it's already dirty. I like to wear dirty clothes to the gym. That way I don't because I live in athleisure. So when I get home, I'm going to put on new leggings and a new shirt. And then when I go to the gym again, I will probably wear that. So, yeah, I got my Irma on. And then these shorts, I got them from Walmart. They are so stinking cute. They have like a mesh right here. I don't even know if that's going to show up on camera. Can you see it? Can you see it? There it is. There's like a mesh thing right there. I think it's so cute. But again, I wore them the other day, so I'm already dirty, ready for the gym. And yeah, it's just my gym clothes for the day. I need to go get my son up. He's starting to fuss, so let's go get him. My house is also just a disaster. Like, look at all that. All that needs to get cleaned up. I've got all this, like half of this is McDonald's Happy Meal toys that are like my son can't play with, or they're junk. Like, this thing was really dumb and he got like 5 of them. And then there was another one they were passing out. This thing is stupid. Some Sonic, whatever that is. And there was another game that he got like 3 or 4 of. I don't know where they're at, but he can't use them. And I'm like, this is stupid. Like, an older child would probably love it, but my kid's only 2 and he can't handle it. And then there's a McDonald's down the street that we like to go to that has the play place, and they offer toddler toys. And I've only ever once gotten him a toddler toy and he loved it, but I never think to ask for them. But then I did think to ask for him at a different McDonald's, and they were all confused, and they're like, we don't have toddler toys. So apparently that's not like an every place thing. But then my kitchen is a disaster. Like, we had tacos last night, and so everything here is soaking in water. I should have done that last night, but I just didn't want to mess with it. I worked yesterday. I came home and I was so tired. Like, I stand for 6 hours a day at my job, and I have a floor mat, but when I get off, like, my whole back, which I have arthritis in my lower spine anyways, I'm getting old. So that normally hurts. I need ibuprofen for that. But like my shoulders and my upper back and my like upper arm area, everything just feels tense. And I'm like, why am I so uncomfortable? Because like I did this job 3 years ago and I worked it for 4 years the first time I had it, and it did not cause me the problems that it's causing me now. However, I'm also 3 years older than I was. Apparently that makes all the difference. 28 and falling apart. So yeah, all this is soaking in water, and that is clean. I just washed that. And then all this is soaking, not nearly as many dishes as I thought I had in here, but then all this is a mess. I sprayed for weeds. We're so adult right now. I sprayed for weeds the other day, and I used a salt and vinegar solution, and that really worked. Like, some of them are still alive, but a lot of them just dried up. So I need to get out there with the weed whacker and finish them off. Yeah, so we're gonna go wake up my son. There's toys everywhere, like, I swear. Toys everywhere, and towels. Like, why is that there? Why is that there? Good morning, you look grumpy. Did you sleep good? No. No, you didn't sleep good. What do you got? Is that off your, Yeah? You know, this track works a lot better when you don't take it apart. I'm gonna guess he got upset because this came off and now his cars won't work on this track. That's my assumption. Yeah. Is that so? Okay. Let's put a light on. Oh, now you can see. Oh, yeah? His room needs clean. Toys everywhere. You put any toys out? Good job. Well, thank you. Look at you, mister. Say clean up, everybody everywhere. Yep, that's part of your track. Mommy will put that back together. Keep cleaning up. Put more stuff away. You got any more you can put away? Oh, yeah, we'll leave the track out. That's pretty big for the toy box.
Here's your parking ticket, yellow. Fill up your vehicle.
You're still half asleep. So we can look out here and have a look at that house and show you guys where we're at with it all. So that's what it's looking like. Like, I mean, he's got that back corner gone. And all this, there's less to it. I mean, it goes back quite a ways. But it's not as big of a pile as it was. But it's still there. So hopefully in another couple of weeks, maybe it'll all be gone. Like, it's just gonna look like that forever. Like, that's just my yard now. It's that. Thank you. Good job. High five. Yeah. Oh, you couldn't even see him, but he gave me a high five. Oh, so I need to change him and get him dressed and make some breakfast. It's like almost 10 o'clock, like 9:50, and we're finally able to head to the gym. My husband took off with my headphones, and of course my phone needs like that special jack because, you know, iPhone couldn't just leave shit alone and leave it with, you know, like the normal jack. It had to change it to that jack, which just jack shit up. And this kind of headphone was all I could find. And my husband took off with my headphones. So I ended up digging through his nightstand drawer and I found an attachment piece. So now I've got headphones. You know, it's all his and hers, and what's mine is yours, and what's yours is mine, until it comes down to headphones, and then it's a war. Don't touch my headphones. That sounds way harsher than it is. But yeah, I was kind of frustrated because like I use my headphones a lot. And I was like, why did you have to touch my headphones? And he was like, well, I used them to mow yesterday, but then I don't know where I put them. And it's like, they're not yours. Like, I don't mind if you borrow them, but put them back. Oh, so in other news, I guess, I bought this phone attachment when my husband got it for me. Phone attachment for my car, and it is too heavy for, it's supposed to hook into your, let me just turn you around, vent, but it is too heavy, and anytime I hook it in, my vent droops, and I'm like, great, so that doesn't work. It really sucks because like the camera angle on this would have been really nice for filming if I wanted to do like a mukbang in the car, or anytime I'm sitting out here filming in the car. That would have been a really good camera angle. It looked really nice, and not gonna work. So I still have the packaging. Hopefully Walmart will take it back and I can exchange it. That really sucks. Okay, just finished at the gym. We were there about 45 minutes. Little man, I think, really had fun in the playroom. I mean, he always likes the playroom, but normally he like has a fit when I come to pick him up and he doesn't want to leave and he runs away and tries to hide. And today you see me and like came right to the gate and was ready to go, and I was like, okay then. But he wasn't upset when I got there or anything. Like, he was playing with toys, so I don't know. Yeah, I was there about 45 minutes. I did about 17 minutes on the elliptical. 15 was workout, 2 minutes was cool down. I took a little clip of like what all I did. I think in total I ended up burning like 170 or 75 calories on there. Not that I keep track of that stuff, but I'll insert a little clip. I've got like another 5 minutes to go when I insert that clip, because I think there's like 2 or 3 minutes left on the workout, and then after the workout ends, the machine pops up with a 2 minute cool down, which isn't included in your normal time. So, which I think is dumb. I think they should put the whole thing in there, including the cool down. Like, you know, if you say you got 15 minutes to work out, they should make the last 2 minutes the cool down. That's my opinion anyways. I feel like I was there a lot longer than 45 minutes. But yeah, I did the elliptical, and then I did weights for my legs. I'll insert a picture, but I did that one machine where like the gadget part goes under your ankles and then you're supposed to like push it down, and that killed my knee. I don't think I'll be doing that one again. If you're new to my vlogs, I dislocated my knee a few years ago and I have to be careful. And that hurt. So I'm not sure. I should have probably made myself do the full rep, because I do 3 sets of 10, so 30 reps in total, but I do, 10, take a break, 10, take a break, and it's not like a big break, but it's like a few seconds of sitting there, and then I do my next rep. And I made myself do the full thing because there was a lady on the machine I actually wanted to be on, and her and I were getting on and finishing our stuff at like the same time on each machine. So I was like, well, if I finish mine, then she'll get done when I get done, and I can get on the machine that I want. So I don't think I'll do that again though. That hurt. But yeah, I did a few machines for legs. Didn't really do anything for arms. Did some ab stuff. I would have liked to have done crunches, but I feel like there's no place in this gym to stretch or do crunches without feeling weird and awkward and people staring at you. Like, I don't know. I like the gym for the most part, but I don't love it. Like, there was another gym in town that I loved, but they closed up years ago, which really sucks because it was a really, really nice gym. They had a ladies workout room, which I loved, so you don't have to be in front of a bunch of guys. Like, as I get older, like, I really don't care, but I liked the layout of that room, and there was never very many people in there. A lot of times I'd go in and there'd be like nobody in there, and I loved that. And I could like do my crunches and I could stretch, and it was great. And I was like really having progress there. Like, I'll insert a picture. Like, I lost a lot of weight at that gym because I loved going to it. And now this gym, I don't mind it, but I don't love the layout. Like, it could be better. And a lot of the equipment, like, they have one of. And when I went to Planet Fitness, I went there a lot and I really enjoyed it. No place for crunches, no place for stretching, so I had to do a lot of that. Well, maybe there was. I feel like towards the end they cleared out a section that you could use. But when I got pregnant with him, like, we canceled the membership and like we weren't going. So anyways, yeah, we don't go to Planet Fitness now because they don't offer childcare. I forget what, oh, Planet Fitness, like they, if I remember right, they had more than one of each machine. Like there was at least 2, and this gym has like 1 of everything except for like the ellipticals and like other cardio things. Like everything else is like 1 of each, and it's like if you want something and you're going in like a certain order, like you have to wait for it, and if you just stand around looking like an oddball, it makes everybody else uncomfortable, you know? So you get on something else you don't really necessarily want to do, and not that should be a big deal, but I don't know. It just, I feel like it could be a better layout. For the amount of money that I am paying every month, $55 for a family membership, I feel like the gym could have a better layout in the weight room. End of rant. And I'm not telling you what gym it is because privacy reasons. Like I'd hate for somebody to find out where I'm at and like show up, you know, and like, I don't know, it would just be weird. So for privacy reasons, I'm not putting that information out there. But yeah, finished up at the gym. I think I'm going to try to get on a schedule of going 3 days a week to the gym. I don't want to do what I used to do, which was I went all of the time and just like exhausted myself. Like I could only keep up with that for like a few months at a time, and then I'd quit going. And so I don't want to fall into that habit again. So I think 3 days a week and doing like an hour or so at a time is probably pretty good, instead of going and doing like 2 hours plus, which I can't go more than 2 hours because the playroom only lets you have your kid in there for 2 hours. But I don't want to fall into old habits that didn't work. You know, I want to find something that does work. So I think, you know, 3 days a week hitting the gym would be pretty good. Though I might see if my husband wants to go tonight and take Levi swimming. I think that might be fun because we haven't been to the pool. We went swimming at his mom's house over the weekend, but we haven't been to the pool at the gym in a while. And plasma's not open, so I think him and I will end up on the same plasma schedule, which right now is Tuesday and Thursday. So I might see if he wants to take Levi to the gym tonight to go swimming, and I might do some laps. But I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna head home. I'm hungry. Eggs are sounding really good. Normally I'm not up for eggs, but after making him eggs this morning, it sounds good. So I'm gonna get me some eggs. And yeah, I got a dog coming at 1. So as much as I'd love to get a shower and get out of these sweaty clothes, there's no point because I would just dirty up whatever I put on when I groom the dog. So I got a dog coming at 1. It's like almost 11 now. So head home, get lunch, and then yeah, I'll take a shower after I groom. What is her name? Jeez, it just went out of my head. Not Fancy. I've done Fancy. This is Bella. After I groom Bella, I will get a shower and some clean. So I just got gas, as you guys would have seen. Anytime I have to get gas and I've got my son in my car, if I'm going to pay at the pump, I turn off the car because that's what you're supposed to do, is you don't want to cause a fire. And I roll down the windows. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but it's what I do because I got him in the car. Or when I have my dog, I just roll down the windows so there's airflow. But we need to reset my gas gauge. Well, my regular gas gauge here does not work. It says it's full, which technically it is, but this thing bounces around. It doesn't really work. Thankfully, my car also has a digital gauge. So we have right here, it says fuel used. I'm not sure if you guys can even see that. There we go, fuel used. It says I'm at 7.7. I think I have a 12-gallon tank, so we don't let it go over 12 before filling up. So hit the reset button, back to 0, and we're good to go. I'm gonna tell you guys a story at the gas station, and I completely forgot. So the last time I went to go get gas, I didn't get gas. Like I ran my card, I think, and I put the nozzle in my tank, and then I never hit the buttons. Like I never did anything. And I wasn't really paying attention. I was on my phone, and then I looked up and it was done, and it said I'd spent like $20, but I think that was a last person sale. And I was like, that's weird. But I wasn't sure, and I felt like an idiot. So I just put everything away, and I went back the next day because I wasn't sure if I got gas or not. And sure enough, I had not gotten any gas at all. So, sometimes I just have dumbass attacks and I do really stupid things. So I've shut myself up in my son's room because I'm gonna try doing crunches and stretching in here, because we have hardwood floors, and anytime, I don't know why my dog's barking. It's probably like a squirrel. There's a squirrel that's been like going up our, I don't even call it, they're like a wrought iron post or whatever in front of our house that like holds up the porch, and we have a squirrel that likes to run up and down it. Anytime she sees that squirrel, she gets really mad. So that's probably what's going on. But anytime I try to do crunches on our hardwood floor, it kills my lower spine where I have the arthritis. And so it just hit me. There's a rug in my son's room, and maybe this will give me the cushion that I need to be able to do the crunches. So maybe I won't be in so much pain. And then I'm gonna stretch out. So we'll see how this works out. Worked fairly well for crunches. I don't know, I think maybe getting a yoga mat might be a good idea because it still kind of hurt. Better than when I just do it on the hardwood, but still not great. Yeah, so I did 50 crunches. When I was in high school, like I was in color guard and we did this every morning, but we did 100 crunches. It was 20 to the front, 20 to the side, 20 to the front, 20 to the side, 20 to the front. And sometimes I would even do that twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening, because I'd help coach middle school, and high school practice every day of the week was in the morning. And then middle school had practice a couple times a week after school. And then high school also had 3-hour practices after school. So like we have an hour of practice in the morning, so it was actually a class for us. Should have been a gym credit, but it wasn't. We had to take gym, and we'd had to sign up as one of our electives was color guard so we could practice. But we'd have an hour every morning of practice, and then twice a week we'd have 3 hours. And then the weekends sometimes we'd have practice, and anytime there was games we'd have practices, like before the game. And that was always part of our warm-up, was doing 100 crunches. And I did that at least once a day, a lot of times twice a day. But I had a 2-pack. I had lines and definition in my upper 2 abs. Like, what happened to that? Okay, so yeah, crunches, did that, and I guess now I'm gonna stretch out. We'll see how well that is to film. I don't know how this is gonna work. So I'm sitting here stretching, and I can't help but think about how when I was in high school, I used to be able to do this stretch right here and lay myself all the way flat and put my head on the ground. And I'm like, how did I let myself get to this place? Like, there's no way in hell I could stick my head right here now. Like, ain't gonna happen. And I'm like, how? But then I think back to like when I very first started color guard, and I couldn't do that, and it took me months of practice and stretching and all that stuff to be able to do it. And I'm like if I could go back to high school just for color guard, if they had color guard for adults, they do, it's called WGI, but like no way I could, 1, pay for that, that's expensive, and 2, no way that I would probably get on any color guard team right now because I am so out of shape. I just need a coach. Like if I could just hire my old color guard coach to work me every day, that would be fantastic. Because I swear I've lost like all flexibility. Like this hurts. It hurts. And I'm like, how did I used to stick my head on the ground? I'm like, how also did I let myself get to this place? And if you're wondering why I keep lifting up, I'm like doing pulses, because when I lean down it really stretches and it kind of hurts, so I want to give it a few seconds like that, and then I push back out. So like I'm still getting a stretch when I'm up, but it's not like it is when I go down. So that's just kind of what I've been doing, is I'm doing like little pulses so that I don't hurt myself, but I'm still getting that stretch, and just kind of works everything out. And this might look a little bit weird, but I'm just stretching my feet and my ankles. A lot of what I do when I work out references back to high school when I did color guard, just because I did so much, and I remember how much good it did me. So like if you are an overweight kid in high school and you want to join a sports team, I really recommend doing color guard. Like I was graceful like a bull in a china shop before joining color guard. I was like the biggest klutz ever, and doing color guard like taught me a little bit of grace and balance. I was less like tripping over my own feet kind of a thing. It got me really limber. I lost a lot of weight. It was a ton of fun. I made great friends that I'm still friends with to this day. And it was like a non-judgment place. Like being a part of the marching band, because at least in my school, color guard was considered part of the marching band. You know, it's like all a bunch of outcasts and geeks, and like everybody's got their own quirks, and it was like a judgment-free zone, and I loved it. It was awesome. I would recommend it to anybody. But yeah, so stretching out ankles and feet, you know, I mean, it's good to stretch those places out anyways, but like I wear flip-flops all the time, and this foot right here tends to be a little bit flatter than this foot. This foot has a higher arch to it, and I can remember being in high school, and we do, you know, these pointing exercises, and it put more of an arch to this foot just because it did it so much. You'd pull it so tight, and so, and I've noticed over the years that my arch has kind of fallen back down. So I'm thinking if I get back into pointing on a regular basis, maybe it'll bring my arch back up, because I do like to wear flip-flops a lot, and they're not much for support in those. They're not really very good. Well, I think I am good and stretched, so I'm gonna go get some eggs. Scrambled eggs with cheese and my second glass of water for the day. So if you guys are looking for a good show to watch on Netflix, I recommend Anne with an E. I really like it. I'm on, oh, things got messed up, but I'm on the second episode now, and I'm really enjoying the show. I'm on episode, what episode is this? I've watched a lot of it, haven't I? Was that it? I guess I finished it. Okay then, I had no idea. But yeah, Anne with an E. Check it out if you're wanting something to watch. So I just finished all of my dishes. They're all sitting here to dry. I wish I had a dishwasher. I've never lived anywhere in my entire life with a dishwasher. So dishes are done. Recycling is full and needs to be emptied. And the demo guy just showed up to start working on the house, and he brought equipment this time, which is awesome. So hopefully he'll get a nice chunk done today. And we've got probably 15 minutes before my dog shows up, so I'm gonna go get a load of wash going. And yeah, I guess that's just kind of the plan right now. Son needs to go to bed, but I'm gonna wait till the dog gets here for that. Yeah, so let's go get the laundry going. I forgot to bring my tripod down, so I can't show me putting the laundry detergent in, but this is gonna be my third time doing the same load of laundry because this isn't focusing. Yeah, because I just like keep not putting it in the dryer. So here's the third time to wash in this guy. If you're wondering what I use for laundry detergent, I have the Great Value fabric softener. It's kind of like Downy. This guy from the Dollar Tree, it's a scent booster, and my laundry detergent. So I just finished grooming Bella. She's all done. A little rough around the face. It's not what I would like her face to be. I'd like to get more in the bridge of the nose and under the eyes and take her beard up considerably shorter. But she is one of my trouble dogs. I've got two that just hate being groomed. I have a feeling, and I know with one of them, he definitely had bad experiences with groomers before me. With her, I'm going to assume the same thing just because of how she acts on the table. For the most part, she's okay, but when you get to her feet, you get to her face, you get to her ears, like she starts wanting to bite. And it's real hard to like have to maneuver her around and try to get into all her nooks and crannies because she doesn't want it to happen. She hates her toenails being clipped. Even though I've personally never quicked her. Quicking means you take it back far enough that the nails bleed. I've never personally done that, so she's gotten a lot better with me. She still hates it, still fights me on it, but not like she did when she very first started coming to me. And I've literally been doing her for probably every bit of a year, if not close to 2 years now. And she continuously gets better. I'd say from like the neck down is 1,000 times better than it was when she very first started coming to me. That being said, still has her places where she wants to fight me, you know, around her face. Like again, there's places I would like to take closer, but it just wasn't gonna happen. I should have showed you guys a before on her. I mean, she looked really cute. From her last time I groomed her, she grew out really nicely. She looked really good. But that's what she's looking like. Took her with a 10 all over, did a 7 on the top of her head, trimmed up around her beard, trimmed up around her ears. That's pretty much all that I did. Took me about an hour and a half total, including a bath and a blow dry. And she's ready to go. It's 3 o'clock. Bella's been picked up and we're getting ready to have a very late lunch. So we're having a little bit of pizza. It's one of those like party classics, tiny little personal pizzas. So a little bit of pizza, some vegetables. My son likes them mixed in with honey mustard. Got him some apple juice. I'm gonna have a little bit of pizza, some vegetables, and I got some water I'm working on. I also ate a yogurt and some carrots. Trying to snack healthier than normal. But that's lunch.
Levi popping wheelies. You want to say hi to the vlog?
I'm good.
So in case you haven't noticed, we came to the park. We walked a mile here in the trails and now we're at the playground so our son can run. My husband is following him around. Sorry he didn't want to say hi to you, but he just doesn't like being on camera. It's not his thing. But yeah, they're playing. I'm sitting here watching. Can't really see right now because the equipment's in the way, but yeah, they're running around here playing. I told my husband to come sit down and just let our son run, but my husband wants to follow him around, and that's fine. I mean, other than the weekends, like, they don't get a lot of time together during the week because my husband works, so it's cute seeing them run around together. So that's kind of how we're finishing up our evening. We already had dinner. We had taco salad. We had taco salads yesterday. We just had like leftover meat and beans and stuff, so we put it all in and made a salad. Then we had an ice cream that me and my son split. What you doing, booger? What you doing, booger? Yeah, so we split an ice cream, and now we're here. What you doing? You gonna come sit with me? Do you wanna come sit with me? Do you wanna swing? Find a bottle cap? Yucky. Yucky, thank you. Your cheekies are all red. You're sweating. Sit on your butt. Sit on your butt. That's what it looked like. Good morning. It is now Tuesday and it is about 9 in the morning. I do not want to get up today. I am so sore, which means I did something right at the gym, right? If I woke up sore today. But it also thunderstormed like all night last night, and it was like severe weather and hailing, and the wind, I guess, was up to like 35 miles per hour or something like that. And there was a tornado warning like for a town 45 minutes away from us. And if you guys have been following me for a really long time, then you know that a couple years ago, because I vlogged when it happened, my town got hit by a tornado and there was a lot of problems. Thankfully, my house didn't have any damages, but the tornado was like really close to my house. And that's not the first time we've had those experiences. A few years back, before I even started YouTube at all, we had a tornado come through my town. It was like 3 years prior to the one that happened 2 years ago. And that one was really close to my apartment building. Like, we had to go to the basement of the apartment, and like the wind was so hard you couldn't hardly see out across the courtyard, and there was parts of like trees coming down, and there was fences getting ripped off their posts and blowing around, and oh man, that was terrifying. And that same cell of storms hit my mother-in-law's house and demolished it. I don't, when it storms, I don't sleep well. I was gonna say when there's fire outside, I don't sleep well either, but that only happened once. But that I struggled after that, sleeping. Like every night I'd lay in bed and think about our whole bedroom like glowing red. I couldn't sleep after that either. But yeah, anytime it storms really bad, like it just freaks me out. So I'm always afraid like a tornado is gonna happen and I'm not gonna know about it and I'm not gonna be able to get to the basement. Like, or I worry about like actually being in the basement and the house coming down and like getting stuck in the basement. Or there was a couple years back, during one of the tornadoes, I had a friend who was at one of her friends' houses, and the tornado actually hit that house. And the house is, I guess, really old, which so is mine. And a car like went through the house and into the basement, and she got pinned under the car. And so that terrifies me, because I'm like, great, glad to know that's a possibility. So yeah, I don't like storms anymore. When I was a kid, I straight up didn't care. Like, I straight up did not give a shit. Like, I can remember when I was like, I was probably like 8 or 9 years old. I need to do like a whole video talking about like all my tornado experiences. When I was like 8 or 9 years old, my cousin and I were so dumb because like they had a crawl space in their house, and apparently, like, I hadn't been there, but like a week or so back they had like a tornado warning. There was one that touched down and they all went to the crawl space, and she wanted to show me the crawl space, and her mom was like, no, we're not going down there, you're not going in the crawl space, da da da. And so we had the bright idea to pray for a tornado, and we prayed for hours for a tornado so we could go into the crawl space. And lo and behold, one touched down in the field behind her house. Like, it, you know, it wasn't just like miraculously tornado poof, but it was like it clouded up, got real stormy, real nasty, and a tornado touched down. And we still didn't get to go down to the crawl space. I don't know why. Like, my aunt locked us up in the bathroom closet, in the bottom of the closet. And I can remember, apparently my uncle went out to watch the whole thing. But I can remember, I don't know if my aunt came to check on us. That might be what it was. I don't know if I peeked out of the closet or if my aunt came to check on us. But when I looked out, like, the drapes were blowing so hard. I guess the window was left open, but it was blowing so hard and you couldn't hardly see outside. And my uncle said that he watched a tornado go across the field in the back. It like did damage to their swimming pool, and then it jumped the neighbor's house and hit the field on the other side. And apparently the neighbor, she was an old lady, and she knew the storm was out, and she just went and laid in bed, and she was like, if this is how I die, this is how I die. Like, but then the tornado kept going, and it ended up hitting my what would have been my high school, because at the time I was in elementary, so I wasn't going there yet, but it ended up hitting my high school, and I've always felt bad about that. Like, I prayed for this. Yeah, and then when I was a kid, like, and we lived in North Carolina for a while, I went through a couple hurricanes. There was Big Bertha, and there was, I think it was called Franny. It was after her, and everybody's like, Big Bertha's gonna be so huge, and, you know, pat down the hatches and blah. And it was scary, but like Franny was like even bigger than Bertha, and they were like back to back. And I can remember my dad took me out in one of them during like the eye of the storm, or maybe while it was just like starting to kick up. But like it was getting really bad, and we were heading back to my house, and like a tree fell on one of our neighbors' houses. We watched that happen, and that was pretty crazy. And yeah, so I mean, I've been through some storms, and as a kid, like, I straight up didn't care. There was another time that my mom and I went to the movies, and we came out, it was like so bad out. And of course, you know, this is back before like your phones alerted you to your weather. Like, most people didn't even have a cell phone during a lot of this. And we came out of the movies, and the sky was like almost green. It was like this gross color, and we had no idea what was going on. We were heading home, and then it came on the radio that a tornado had touched down, and it was like 2 blocks away from us. And thankfully we were driving the opposite direction, but it took out the skating rink. So yeah, my town's been hit a handful of times with tornadoes. And it's just, when you think about those times, and it's like, man, if that tornado had just been a few blocks south, it would have hit the movie theater where we were at. you know. Or with the one most recently, if it had been a few blocks north, it would have hit my house. Or when I was in the apartment, if it had been a few blocks south, it would have hit my apartment complex. Like, so anyways, now that I'm an adult and like I understand how damaging these storms could be. Like, I knew they could be damaging when I was a kid, but like when you're a kid, you don't have to like pay for the damages, you know. But like as an adult, like if something happened, like all I could think about last night was like, you know, of course, what if we don't get to the basement in time? But then on the other hand, like even if there's no tornado, what if a tree branch falls on my house? I've got a big tree next to my house. You know, like we would have to pay insurance for all that. And the stresses of an adult, right? So I did not sleep well, and I hurt everywhere. I'm so sore. So, but it sounds like my son is up. So I need to get up. I had someone want me to groom a dog today. She just sent me a text because like I've never done her dog before. I've got clothes on, by the way, in case you're wondering. Anyways, I've never done her dog before, but I work with her. She's one of my coworkers. And we've been talking about me doing her dog over the weekend. And her dog had a vet appointment and stuff like that. But like she never like really gave me a day. And then she texted me this morning. She's like, hey, can you do my dog today? And I'm like, oh, jeez. And I told her no because I just hurt. I hurt everywhere. I'm not gonna go stay in the basement with the dog. No. So I'm gonna do her dog next week. Yeah, so I just need to get up and I don't know, get on with my life. I need to donate plasma, that's it. We're not gonna make it to story time. Story time's at 10. It's already 9. This is not happening. Here's my breakfast. We had some leftover potatoes, so I decided to fry those up. Pan fry them, you know. And then scrambled eggs. And then my son is having scrambled eggs with vegetables. And I don't know, probably some peaches, because that's what we have in the fridge. It is like 1:30 now. I just finished donating plasma. I called in an order with Olive Garden, so I'm going to go pick that up here soon for lunch. I'm going to film a mukbang because I need to have one ready for this week. Little man back there is having a piece of candy he got from the BioLife Playroom just because he was good. When the kids are good, they get a little piece of candy. So he's back there eating on that. I've got like 10 minutes before I need to be there. I feel like I was gonna say something to you guys and I don't know what it was. Yeah, so I guess I'm just gonna head on over to Olive Garden and pick up my lunch order. So I am having my Olive Garden and doing the mukbang. So say hello to the vlog or how, yeah, I don't know. Camera angles are confusing me right now. Hello, vlog or mukbang, whatever. Olive Garden, so I'm having their house salad. I'm having some chicken gnocchi soup, a Coke, and some breadsticks. Banjo, what are you doing? What are you doing? I see your tail. I see your tail. This is the bag he was trying to get into, and he only had his head in. I kind of got stuck. What are you doing? What are you doing? You gonna get him? Get him! Get him! My floors look disgusting. Partly they are because I hate cleaning them, but also they're so scratched up. They're just like dark from all the scratches. We need new floors. Don't judge me. Or you can judge me. I don't care. I judge myself. I don't clean my floors like I should. I will admit to that. Gitsy, 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 gitsy. Hey guys. So I thought I'd just come on here and give you a little update on my day. Something that did happen, and I talked about it in the mukbang. So mukbang link will be below. Go check it out. And if you hear the music playing, my son is taking a nap, and there is a video on YouTube. It's just a picture, but they play for like, I think it's like 8 hours. They play what's called sleepy time music. If you have a kid just go listen to this music. Seriously, you will thank yourself. When I worked at the daycare, we played this music during nap time and it would knock all the kids out. And sometimes the older workers would fall asleep too. Like, there was times I wanted a nap also. It's good music, like it'll knock you out. And I've always played it for my son, like not always, but anytime he's having a hard time sleeping, like I put it on and it knocks his ass out. So if you have a kid that has trouble sleeping, or you just need some good lullaby music, like there's no song, like no lyrics, it's just music, but very calming, very restful, put you there. So anyways, yeah, when I got home, there was a junker in my, I don't even want to get back into this because it made me so mad. If you watched the mukbang, you know how mad I got. There was a junker who, this was his third time that I'm aware of that he's come over and tried to pick through the rubble next door from that house that we had demolished. And the first time my husband went out there and told him, we don't want you here, leave. And the second time I seen him loading up his car as I was pulling in, and he left before I was able to say anything. This time I went up there and I said, you know, can I help you? Because he was backing his truck into my yard. And he said, oh, this guy said I can take the fridge, pointing at the demo guy, because I guess he went and asked the demo guy if he could take the fridge, which that made me mad because I've told the demo guy, look, we've had junkers, and he's not the only one. He's the one that keeps coming back that I'm aware of, but there has been others that just come and pick your stuff out there in all the rubble. And I've told him, like, we don't want these random people in our yard. And so I'm mad at him for telling me, this guy that, you know, it's fine, help yourself, you know? And I told the guy, I was like, I own this property and I don't want you out here. We've already told you this. And he goes, oh, okay, but whatever, I don't know. And then there was another guy that was with him that was walking around the corner, and he goes, hey, this guy said we can take all the metal. And I said, no, you can't. You can take the fridge and you can leave. And then the old man was like, she owns this property, so we don't want no trouble. We'll just take the fridge and get out of here. But like, the whole thing is just aggravating. And the reason we don't want him out here is because the first time he went out there and started digging through stuff, like, he was very rude to my husband and telling my husband what he was gonna take. And it's like, it's not your yard. Like, I know it's a heap of junk heading for the landfill, but you're not asking permission. You're going past my fence, past my no trespassing sign, and taking things out of my yard that are not yours. That is stealing. I don't care if I'm throwing it away or not. Like, that's, in my opinion, no different than coming and taking my kid's swing set. Like, you're coming in my yard and just taking stuff without permission, and you're just gonna tell me what you're gonna take out of my yard? Like, no. So that's kind of where we're at with that. And like I said, I'm aggravated with the demo guy because, like, you know, not his it's not his place to tell these people that it's okay to come and take stuff. And I'm sure to him, he's like, oh, sweet, like, less work I gotta do. But the way I look at it with him is like, I'm paying you to do a job that it's taken you over a month to get done. And I went ahead and told the guy he could take the fridge because, quite frankly, I'm sick and tired of looking at this refrigerator. It was full of food. The food's all been knocked out of it, but like, it's still full of flies. And I'm like, good, take it, get out of here. But still, like, I don't want you in my property. And I don't want your pickup truck in my property. Like, the yard is tore up enough as is, and the part that is still intact and decent, like, you're driving your pickup through. So here I am getting aggravated again. Anyways, I went ahead and called the company that is taking over my job, and I just got hired, more or less. I had my phone interview, and now I need to get in my emails and accept the job. They're sending out like an email. We have to like accept the job and all that stuff. And currently I'm making $11 an hour. When I went back to work with the place I work currently, they pay $10 an hour. Now this new business is taking over and they're paying $10.50 an hour. And so my old company bumped everybody up to making $11 an hour, trying to save everybody's jobs. But, and this is where it gets confusing. Okay, like, and I'm just using MAC as an example because God knows they wouldn't hire me. I don't know shit about doing makeup. But you know how a lot of times MAC stores are inside of JCPenney's? Well, I work for a company that's inside of another business. I'm not gonna, you know, for safety reasons, I don't want to tell you where I'm at. But, and I've mentioned before, I do food demonstrations. So you can fill in the blanks where you will. But I do not work for the store that I work at. I work for a different company that's being taken over by a different company. And so the company I work for is trying to save our jobs and like keep us, but the company that I work inside of, the store I work inside of, has already signed contracts with the new company to take over our jobs. So the company I work for currently, if I was to stay with them, I would have to find a new position. And when I hired in, the company that I work for doing food demonstration, oh my gosh, holy cow, that was loud. Do you guys hear my animals run around? Everybody just had a heart attack. It's raining, in case you didn't notice. It wasn't thundering until just now. So anyways, the company that I work for does food demonstrations inside of several different businesses. And when I originally hired back in, I asked them if I could work at one of the other businesses that I liked better, because I originally did this job for like 4 years. And they told me that in order to go back to the old store, I would have to be able to work 4 days a week minimum, and I'm only able to work Saturday and Sunday. Like I don't have childcare for Monday through Friday. So they said to only work the weekends, I would have to, you know, work at this other store. So, you know, I can't, even though I'd love to stay with them, like I can't. They don't have a position for me that that would allow me to work the days I'm available. And thankfully the new company, you know, everything's gonna pretty much stay the same. So same uniform, and they're okay with me just working the weekends. But anyways, what I was getting at with all of this long ranty bullshit is that apparently the new company is only paying $10.50 an hour. And I told the lady who was my hiring representative, I said, well, we're making $11 an hour now. And she said, okay, well, you can go ahead and accept the position, and I'll put in a form to see if they'll match your pay. She said it will likely happen, but I can't guarantee it. So I sent my boss a message, because like they just bumped us up to $11 an hour. Like we've been making $11 an hour for like maybe 2 weeks now. And so I sent my boss a message, because a lot of other people have already hired in with the new company just to keep their jobs, and they all hired in under the $10.50. But my boss has been going around telling everybody that we're going to be making $11 because they're going to match pay with our current company, and apparently that's not true. They're paying $10.50. So I sent my boss a text, which I really like my boss, nothing against her, but she kind of has like an I don't give a shit attitude, which is a good thing when you're working and she straight up don't care what you're doing. But then I also just sent her a text letting her know everything that happened. I said, you might want to send out like a mass text and let everybody know, you know, call this lady, here's the number, so that they can file to see if their pay can be matched. Because my thoughts is everybody calls and asks for pay to be matched, they're more likely to do it. But my boss, being that she kind of has like an I don't give a shit attitude, I don't know that she'll do that. And partly I don't know that she'll do that because she is yet to get hired onto the new company, and she doesn't know if she's going to get to keep her job as the boss. And I think she's feeling a little vexed by that. So I don't know that she's going to go out of her way to do that for us, which has me a little bit aggravated. Because my last manager, I loved my last manager when I worked here the last time. She was awesome. Like, she went out of her way to do all kinds of things for us, and it was so nice. And like I said, I like my new manager. I don't dislike her. She's a really nice person. But she just has a very much like, do your own thing and leave me alone kind of an attitude, which is good. But on the other hand, it's kind of like, you know, I feel like this is dropping Legos. I feel like this is something where like you should let the entire team know, hey, call this number and ask for your pay to be met. You know, ask if they'll match your pay. Because like I know that if nobody told me, you know, like I would be really mad, you know, like if there was a possibility for my pay to be matched and nobody let me know, I'd be pissed. So I don't know. I mean, I did what I could do, and I'll let people know when I go back to work, but I don't know that I'm gonna get to see and tell everybody. So anyway, that's where we're at right now. I just launched a video on YouTube. It's a haul from Mama Pearsons Soporium. Link will be below if you want to go check it out. But I love shopping at that place. They have really good bath bombs, and when I went shopping there recently, I bought some like soaps and what else did I buy? I think I bought a few things that I've never had before. So I did a full haul, and now I'm gonna work on editing this mukbang. So that's just kind of what's going on right now. And like I said, it's raining, so my son will probably sleep longer, and the lighting is really bad because of the rain, so I can't really film anymore. So that's kind of what's going on right now. Well, we are getting ready to head out to Walmart because we're having dinner at my parents' house tonight, and I need to go pick up like a dessert or something, and I also want to pick up a Christmas present for Levi, kind of an early Christmas present, but last I seen it, they had it on clearance. So it's just like a PJ Masks racetrack car thing. But I recently ordered another Lularoe shirt. My son has not been happy since he woke up. I'm not really sure what's going on with him, but he's a little grumpers. I don't think he got a very good nap in. So anyways, I think the packaging is super cute. I will leave a link to the girl who I buy Lularoe from. Her name is Libby Gasaway. I wouldn't normally put somebody's first and last name out there, but that's how she runs her business. So I'll leave a link to her Lularoe page down below. She keeps posting really cute stuff. And the packaging she used today is called I Believe in Unicorns. How cute is that? I already threw out the packaging from the shirt I bought from her last week. But it's like a really pretty floral packaging. But I just thought we could open this together. I don't know. I like I told you guys yesterday, I like buying Lularoe. I enjoy it. I wear it a lot. So I feel justified in buying it. I know it's kind of pricey. I don't really buy the leggings. The leggings are okay, but they're not all they're cracked up to be. I just prefer my basic black and gray ones. And I like them from Walmart. They're the Dan Skin brand. But I love the shirts. They're just so comfortable. And since having my son, I definitely have that mom body going on. And like my lower stomach, if you watch Sarah Vargas, you can definitely see her lower belly line. I have the exact same thing. It's a mom bod thing, comes from having kids, and unless I ever get a tummy tuck, like it's not going away, okay? Like that's one thing that's never gonna change, and it'll probably only get worse if I have more kids. And these shirts just like, they cover that. I don't know, they make me feel pretty, and I love wearing them. So I got is this a perfect tee? Yeah, this is a perfect tee, it's all gray. She gets in really good, like solid prints. Like last week, or I showed you guys yesterday, it was an all black Irma. Now I've got an all black perfect tee. I'm gonna try it on for you really quickly. So this is what it looks like on. I definitely have not necessarily, I don't know, like my bra straps are showing. I was gonna say definitely not the right bra, but look how cute is that? It's got all these like, I got it from Walmart for like $4. I'll link it below if I think about it. But I kind of like the strap showing, kind of gives it a little something something. But that's what it looks like on. It's just super comfy and flowy. I got it in a 30X, so it's a little big on me. I think you're okay. You're just being a grumpers. So that's what it looks like on. It's got little slits on the side. It's like it on both sides. It's got a little slits in the back. It's just super flowy. It's really soft, really comfy. I love them. They're like my favorite shirt. So Walmart was completely out of that car set I wanted to get him. He is grumpy. He did not get his nap in, I swear. But they were out of that car set. I couldn't find it on Walmart online. I think maybe they just discontinued it because it was on clearance. I really wish I would have bought it when I seen it, but I just didn't have the money on me. I did. I just wasn't wanting to, you know, spend that right there. So I don't have it. I'm gonna look on Amazon. Maybe I can find it there, but I think you'd really like it, so I really hope I can find it. If not, what are you gonna do? Yeah, so now I'm off to my parents to have dinner at their house. I picked up a caramel apple pie. We've had them before and they were really good, so I got one of those for dinner. Yeah, so I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning. It is roughly 9 o'clock, and last night was a rough night to say the least. I'm so tired. My eyes are like kind of watery. TMI, I'm sure. Sorry. So yeah, we went to dinner with my parents. That was really nice. My dad grilled out. We had brats, we had potatoes, mac and cheese. I brought a pie. My dad made a pineapple upside down cake, which was really good. The pie that I got from Walmart, they did not put it in a pie pan. They just shoved it in a box. So that was kind of a disaster. So while we were at my parents' house, Levi did not want to eat anything. He just wanted to lay on somebody and snuggle and watch TV. And I kind of thought that was because he didn't take a nap yesterday. Because he was kind of grumpy ever since he woke up. And I use that lightly because I don't think he ever took a nap. So that's just what we chalked it up to. And we had a late dinner, and we were there till like 9:30, and that's, you know, an hour and a half passes, or no, it's like an hour past the normal bedtime. So this is what we thought. I get him home and I start changing him for bed, and I realized that he's really warm. So I took his temperature, and he had a fever of 100.2. He hasn't all day yesterday. He didn't show any signs of being sick, like no coughing, no sneezing, no runny nose, nothing like that. So I'm thinking it's probably related to teething for his to your molars, because he's been teething on and off. And when he had his to your checkup, I asked the doctor about it, and he said, you know, that can be one of those teething processes that takes a while. You might teeth for a few days, a week, and then, like, you know, won't show signs for a few more weeks, and then he'll have it again. I know that's how I was when I got my wisdom teeth, and I started teething for my wisdom teeth when I was like 15, and they didn't actually come through my gums until I was 20. Now I'm sure his 2-year molars will come through before he's 3. However, it's gonna be a process. So he had a fever. I gave him some Motrin just to help him sleep, because he was so upset, and he, you know, had a light fever. So I gave him some Motrin, the baby Motrin or whatever. Put him to bed. I laid in there, snuggled with him for a while. Actually, my husband snuggled with him. And then somewhere in the middle of the night, I think it was around 2-ish, he woke up, checked his fever again, and it had gone up to 101.4. So I gave him some more Motrin. I gave him some ice water, and I don't know how much of the Motrin he actually got that time, because he really tried to spit a lot of it out. He didn't want to take it. So if you guys have any suggestions on giving medicine to little kids, let me know down below, because sometimes he'll take it and he's a champ, and he'll, like, because it's sweet, and he'll take it no problem. And then other times when he's upset and really not feeling good, like, he fights me on it. And so I have to stick the syringe in the back of his cheek and push it back there, and then he tries to, like, spit it out, and it's a mess, so it makes it really hard. And then I thought about using his it's like this tiny little bottle contraption for baby medicine, but it's such a little amount. Like, I thought I could probably put it in here, maybe he'd suck it out of there, but then I thought, you know, if he won't suck it out of there, then it's going to be kind of hard to suck it back into the syringe, because it's such a small amount. It's not going to fill all of this. So I don't know, but leave me suggestions down below if you know of a better way to give a child baby medicine, other than, like, when they won't take it willingly, you know. And I did what they do at the doctors, which I've seen them do it at the doctors with him, because he had some, it wasn't shots, but it was, what are shots? Shots or vaccines? It was like an oral vaccine, and they, like, stuck the syringe in the back of his mouth, and these are syringes without needles, just in case anybody needs clarification. I don't know where the syringe got put. I think it might have got left in his bedroom, but, they don't have needles on the end. They're just, like, plastic syringes, and, I've seen him do it at the doctor, where, like, they stick it in the back of his cheek and they squirt it in there, and then he swallows it, and there's zero issue. He doesn't want it, but I guess they're just really good at doing that. I don't know, because I tried doing that, and then he sputters and he's like, and spits it all out, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But so anyway, I gave him the medicine, gave him some water, and I laid in there and rubbed his back for a while, and he started feeling a bit cooler, so I went ahead and went back to bed. But then it wasn't too long after that, he started fussing again, so I went back in there, and he just wanted to be cuddled. So I just pretty much slept all night in there with him. And then when my husband got up for work, I snuck back into my bedroom and slept much more comfortably. And his bedroom just gets hot. Well, he has, like, a plastic liner on the mattress just in case of accidents, and that just made it really hot. It was almost like sleeping on saran wrap. He's so little, I don't know that he notices. Plus, he, like, hardly ever sleeps under the blanket. Maybe that's why. But, yeah, so I slept until just now, which is about 9 o'clock, in my bed. Now I'm up. He's still sleeping. I'm going to let him sleep as long as he wants. I don't know that I'm going to be getting to the gym today. Definitely not this morning. It'll really depend on how he is when he gets up. If he's still running a fever, still acting groggy or whatever. He wasn't really groggy yesterday. He just was, like, not in a good mood. Like, he was just grumpy. And that could have been a mixture. Could have been a mixture of the fact that he didn't take a nap and that he's teething, you know. So we'll see how he is when he wakes up. But I don't want to take him anywhere with other kids if he's still running a fever. Again, like, I don't think he actually has anything. I think it's teething, but just to be safe. I need to put that guy away. But I'm gonna go use the bathroom. And oh, he did throw up a little bit, I noticed, when I went in to check on him. And thankfully it was just all over his stuffed animal, which is, you know, a good thing and a bad thing, because that means it's easy cleanup for me. I just gotta throw a stuffed animal in the wash, and there was like no chunks or anything, which he didn't really eat much yesterday. He just had a lot of liquids. It was a little watery, but it was all over his stuffed animal. So I didn't have to change the sheets, I didn't have to change him. But I do have to put his favorite stuffed animal in the wash, and I think that might be why he had a hard time going back to bed last night after he woke up the first time, because that's like, you know, his security blanket kind of a thing. So I need to get that in the wash. Hopefully he'll be ready by nap time, but I really need to go to the little guy just started fussing, so we're gonna go wake him up and see how he's doing. Hi, Tater Tot. Lights on. How you feeling? You still look really flushed and red. Yeah. You don't feel as warm as you did last night. You're not feeling good, are you? We're just going to stay home and have a sicky day, huh? What do you want for breakfast? Are you hungry at all? Would you eat something? You need a diaper? Is that what you're pointing at? Oh, you thirsty? You want your cup? See, this is the syringe I was talking about. No needle. You have your cup. It's not cold anymore. So a sicky little boy. You say hi? Hi. Hi. He don't feel as warm as he did. Like yesterday, he was just like really warm to the touch, like last night. But he feels really cool now. I'm gonna take his temperature here in a moment. But this is the plastic I was talking about. I got it from the Dollar Tree, and it works. You know, he's had a couple accidents, and it blocks anything coming through. However, it feels like you're sleeping on saran wrap. It's very warm. But like, it doesn't make a lot of noise, which is good. But yeah, so we're gonna get him changed and dressed, and maybe get you some breakfast. Okay. I'm glad you seem to be feeling a little better. Still a little flushed. Oh, we'll see you guys in a little bit. So he has a temp of 99.3, so definitely low grade. Working on his water. I need to go give him some more Motrin just because he seems really uncomfortable. I don't know. I'm going to let him go a few minutes and we'll see. Because now that he's got his cartoons on, he's not crying anymore. So maybe some water and cartoons and snuggles will do him okay. I don't know. I don't like to medicate if I don't have to. And when I had anatomy classes in college, what I learned about temperatures is that though they can get dangerous, if you have a low grade, you should leave it alone because it's your body's way of trying to kill whatever bug you have. It like heats up to a point where the infection or whatever can't live, and then it dies. So fevers, as they can be uncomfortable, aren't, you know, necessarily a bad thing. They can be a bad thing, but so if he's not acting like he's super uncomfortable and hurting, then I might just leave him alone. We'll see. Because 99.3 is pretty low grade. It's not that bad. But yeah, we'll probably just going to be having a sick day at home. So this is just kind of our day. Lots of snugglings. Not feeling too good. Just watching TV. Not doing a whole lot. I tried giving Levi another dose of Motrin and he spit it all over me. So now I've got ibuprofen open because he literally didn't get any of the Motrin in him. And I took an old pacifier that had like an opening on like the back end. And I put a little hole in the nipple and I put the ibuprofen, it's a baby ibuprofen, into the pacifier, and then I put tape over that hole and gave it to him and he sucked it right down. So, children, it's like you gotta take something. Like, you're running a fever, you can't just, you know, like it's gotten a little higher. So he's like, I haven't taken his temperature because he gets so mad about it, but he's way warmer than he was this morning. This morning he's around 99.3, and he feels about as warm as he did yesterday evening when he was around the 100 mark. So I think that's probably where he's at right now. So I put my son's favorite toy outside to dry. I don't like putting it in the dryer because I'm afraid that's going to damage it. He also had another pillow that got messed up. So that went outside to dry too. Have a look and see what's going on. Pouring down rain. I lay down to take a nap. It was super hot when I put the stuffed animals outside. I wake up from my nap and it's pouring rain. So there's no way that thing's gonna be dry in time for bedtime tonight. Fantastic. So good news. Oh, that looks bad. Hopefully that doesn't stain, because like I just got this shirt, as you guys seen. So Levi woke up from his nap and his fever finally broke, and he wanted to eat lunch. So my mom picked him up a Happy Meal, so he's eating that right now. I have to go to Tire Barn to go pick up a tire. If you guys watched last week's vlog, hopefully it'll be last week's vlog, because I still need to edit it. You would have known the whole fiasco that happened with my car and the tires, and even my spare tire was no good. So my dad took my spare tire up to get it replaced. I don't have like your traditional donut. I have like a legit tire that I keep in the back of my car, and I explained all that in last week's vlog. But the tire on that was messed up. It had hunks of metal in it and was deflated and needed replaced. So my dad took that yesterday and got it replaced for me, so today I have to go and pick it up. Thankfully the sun has come back out, so hopefully Dave the dolphin can dry off before bedtime, because otherwise I don't know how little man's gonna do it if he has to sleep with just Raja, which Raja the tiger was my security blanket when I was little. And he did okay with her for nap time. He slept okay with her, so we'll see. But hopefully Dave gets dry, because he wants Dave in the worst way. He seen him this morning when I took him to get washed, and he got really upset. He did not want Dave to leave. He wanted to snuggle with Dave, which, you know, I get it. I remember being like that with Raja. I hated it when Raja had to go get baths, and I was like sitting by the washing machine sobbing. So yeah, I'm gonna head up there and get that taken care of. My mom is watching Levi while I go to the tire place. I finally got some medicine in him. I think I told you guys about how he spit everything all over me. I might have already explained this, I'm not really sure, but I found an old pacifier, which he has not used pacifiers in a couple of months, but I found an old one, and I cut a little hole on the nipple, and the back side of the pacifier had like an opening to it, so I put medicine in, and then I taped over the opening so it couldn't come out, and I gave it to him, and he drank the medicine like that right before I went to bed. So I think that helped break his fever. So anyway, hopefully this is the end of it, and he'll just, you know, be on the up and up. That's, you know, fingers crossed. But yeah, I need to get to Tire Barn. Morning, it is now Thursday, and Levi woke up fever free, so that is fantastic. Hopefully it doesn't come back on him. I need to go donate plasma today, but I might see if my mom can come and watch him. But I'm getting ready to make pancakes right now. We don't eat pancakes very often, but we need to go grocery shopping in like the worst way. Like we have, it'll be, by the time we go grocery shopping, it'll have been 8 weeks, because we have this week and next week, and we've gone out and gotten a few staples. Like we picked up eggs, we picked up milk, we need to go get some bread. There's a recipe I want to do that's like a crock pot chicken dumplings, but we'll need like another can of cream of chicken and a can of cream of celery. That's pretty cheap, but we just, like, I don't know, haven't gone grocery shopping, so I don't know. Like, I'll just give you a quick little like fridge and cabinet tour. Okay, so this is the inside of my refrigerator. We have a fresh tub of butter, and I've got one out here that I'm working with right now. So we got tea and milk, eggs, nacho stuff, leftover pasta, leftover green beans, some sour cream back there, a hamburger I've been working on feeding the dog because we had hamburgers last week and we forgot to put them away. And we do have like these little moths in our house, and I don't know how to get rid of them. They're better than they were last year, but we still have them. They come back like every year. But I don't like eating food that's been set out overnight, so I just put that in there. I've been giving it to the dog a little bit at a time. There's like 2 burgers there. Now we're down to 1. The light is out in my refrigerator, so that's why it's dark. Then we've got the fresh butter, like I mentioned. And I'm not sure what's in here. What is this? What is this? Oh, that's probably gone bad. That's like a chicken cheesy rice thing from last week. Probably need to set that out and get rid of it. I forgot that was in there. Meat drawer, we've got a bag of carrots, some shredded cheese, and a little bit of turkey left in there, but we have no bread to eat it on. I just put this in here, but it's one of those cocktail fruit things from out of a can. We got that in the fridge. Leftover potatoes. You guys see me eat this the other day. Need to finish those off. 1 head of romaine lettuce. Put that down here. Some zucchini. That's probably gone bad. Another bag of carrots. Put this right here. Yeah, those are moldy. And then a bag of apples. And then of course we've got like our condiments and such like that. And then our freezer. This shelf's always empty because we put ice cube trays here. And we've got like a bag of chicken breast, some chicken nuggets, a bag of mixed vegetables. We have putting the light on my phone. So a bag of mixed vegetables. And then we have frozen vegetables down here. We've got green beans, and the rest are also mixed vegetables. And then we've got a few bags of like frozen shredded cheese. In our hallway cabinet, we have all this stuff. A lot of boxed goods, things we don't eat on a regular basis. So we got like hamburger helper type stuff. We're down to 1 thing of hamburger, and we're using that tonight. I'm thinking about doing something with this because it's a Caesar pasta salad. Thinking about adding some chicken to it. We might eat this tomorrow. I don't know. Sometimes pasta salads are really good. Other times they're disgusting. So we'll see how that works out. So we have food in here. We have like, you know, canned goods, soups, stuff of that nature. A lot of like side dishes, the rice. We've got mashed potatoes. We've got stuff like that. And then back here, this is our back porch freezer. So we've got some popsicles, some frozen cauliflower, some more chicken, some more frozen vegetables, and some chicken nuggets. So we are definitely needing to go grocery shopping. How are we on toilet paper? Ugh. We're out of toilet paper too. So we've got some in the bathroom, but we need toilet paper. So we've been lazy with it. We haven't gone grocery shopping. We just haven't. I don't know what else to say to that other than we just haven't gone. So if we wait till next pay, we'll have been officially 8 weeks since we went grocery shopping. I'm not sure we can make it that far. We'll find out. Okay guys, a little bit of an update. My ring light looks like it's on. It's not. It's just sitting back there. Anyway, a little update with my job. So as I kind of explained, we're switching to a new company. And when I first hired back in with my job, I was making $10 an hour. And now they're trying to like save the contract and make people stay with them. And so they bumped everybody up to making $11 an hour. And the new company is offering $10.50 an hour. So it'd be like a 50-cent pay cut. And when I put in my application and I called the hiring representative, she told me, you know, go ahead and get on this list. And it's a wage approval list. But we can go ahead and start your onboarding. So, you know, you'll get your job and get hired. And then, you know, in 3 weeks, we'll find out if they'll let you keep your wage of $11 an hour or not. And I was like, okay, sounds great. That was 2 days ago. And I never got an email. So I just called her this morning and I was like, hey, I never got an onboarding email. And she said, yeah, they changed it. And now, if you were already in the system, like if you already went through the onboarding, then you could still be on the wage approval list. But if you had not yet signed the, it's not a contract, but if you had not yet done the onboarding and you went on the wage approval, then they could not send you a job offer. And she said, so now you have to wait 3 weeks and see if they'll approve you for the 11 an hour or not. I don't know why it's going to take so long to prove that or not, but she said to stay on the list and she'd give me a call because she's gonna make phone calls, because she's like, you know, what are we, because like half of my store, the people that I work with, half of us are sitting on this list now. Apparently my boss did tell everybody, and half of us are sitting on this wage approval list. And the lady I was talking to, the hiring representative, she's like, you know, I'm so sorry about this. She's like, I don't know, you know, why they'd want to wait so long. And she's like, I don't know what we're going to do if we come time to when we actually switch over and half of you are still sitting on wage approval. Like, you know, nobody's going to be there to work. And, which I think if so many of us are sitting on wage approval, that would, you know, have us sitting pretty for them wanting to approve our wages. Because otherwise they're going to switch over and they're not going to have anybody there to work. But, my options right now is to stay on the wage approval, wait it out 3 weeks, potentially 3 weeks. We'll see. The lady said she's going to try to make some phone calls and see if she can get somebody to look at it sooner than that. And she told me just to stay on the list. That's what she's telling me to do. But I can either, you know, say I'll, you know, take the pay cut, do $10.50. I just want to get hired, and we could go that route. Or I can stay on the wage approval. And what it'll likely come down to is, if it goes the full 3 weeks, then they'll either approve it or deny it, but I'll probably end up going about 2 weeks without working, which I only work the weekends anyways. It's not going to be detrimental for us if I don't work. I mean, it's going to make things a little tight, but whew, I'm getting the burps. Yeah. So that's kind of where we're sitting at. Kind of confusing, kind of a pain, kind of makes me want to call corporate for the company I work with right now and ask if they have any positions for the weekend anywhere else. When I hired in, as I've mentioned before, they have contracts with a handful of different stores that they do demonstrations at. And they told me that if I only want to work the weekends, then they can only hire me in for the store that I'm at. But I'm tempted to call them and see, like, are you sure you don't have anything else available where I could just work the weekends? So, I don't know. Because, like, I really don't want to take a pay cut. Like, that's kind of nice making $11 an hour. Like, you know, don't really want to give that up. And, like, it's not employees' fault that this is happening, you know? And, like, when this happened before, when the store that I work for used to handle their own food demonstrations, the employees, I think, like, made $7 or $8 an hour. My mom worked it at that time. And then the company I work for took over the contract. Like, I guess they decided to outsource it. There wasn't really a contract to take over, but they outsourced it. And they just, like, walked in to demos and told everybody they were fired. And here's where you can go apply. But at least when my company came in, they offered a higher wage. They're like, oh, you're making $8 an hour, we'll pay you $10. And that's nice, you know? And now this company's coming in. And originally, I think they were trying to give everybody like a 50-cent raise and kind of like, you know, butter in everybody's biscuit. But then our job came up and was like, here's $11 an hour. And now it's kind of like, well, I like making $11 an hour. You need to match that, you know? So, and I can only imagine that, you know, I know my store, because this business is countrywide, the whole U.S. They have stores in Canada that they work for. I think they have stores in South America that they work for. It's a very large company, and I know for sure they've got them in Canada and the US. I think they've also got them in South America. Don't quote me there. But yeah, it's like, I'm sure there are people, you know, I know at the very least for all of the US, we're getting taken over by another company. And I'm sure, you know, half of my store is sitting there in wage approval. I'm sure that means there's a shit ton of other people across the country sitting in wage approval. So you would think they would just go ahead and across the board approve the wages. And that's going to really suck for anyone who got hired in and just did the $10.50 an hour, because then you're going to have a mixture of people making $10.50 and a mixture of people making $11, and the people who took the pay cut, that's going to make them mad, you know, like, you know, because if we're sitting in a spot where we, like, desperately needed me to work, like, we would probably just take the $10.50 and not risk it, because that is a risk. Like, what if you lose your job, you know? And I mean, I work with people who, like, they need this job, and, like, I could see him just taking the pay cut of $10.50. But then if the rest of us stay on wage approval and get approved, like the people who take the $10.50, you know, they're gonna be pretty upset, and I couldn't blame them. You know, this is just messed up. It's not fair. It's not cool, you know? Not cool, dude. So, I don't know. It is what it is. We'll just see what comes of it, I guess. So I just finished my plasma donation. Can we talk about how cute he looks today? How cute is that little outfit? So adorable. I love it. I love it. I love him in baseball caps. It's so cute. So we're gonna head over to the grocery store really quickly. Kroger does this thing called Free Fridays. If you guys watched my vlogs last year, you guys knew that every Friday I get a coupon for something free from Kroger, and I got a coupon last week and I didn't use it. It's for like a box of Annie's mac and cheese, which I've never tried before. So we're gonna run to Kroger and pick up the mac and cheese for free, and then I need a few things because I seen a recipe for crock pot chicken and dumplings that looked really good. So I need like a can of cream of mushroom, a can of cream of chicken, not sure of anything else, but definitely those. And we might pick up something to make at home for lunch because, as you guys seen, we're about out of everything. So we're on our way to the store. So we ended up going through McDonald's and getting lunch there. Even though I bought stuff to make lunch here, I needed a Coke because caffeine withdrawals are not a joke. And plus I want to do some editing and I need some energy to get me through that. So anyways, Levi started pointing at the sign. He wanted a Happy Meal, and I was like, you know what, them buttermilk crispy chicken sandwiches get me every time. So what I bought for lunch is like one of them big skillet dinner things. It's got like broccoli and pasta and carrots and chicken, and it's really good, but it's really big. And so we'll probably have that for dinner sometime this week or next week. But when I was leaving McDonald's, like pulling out, there was this car in front of me, and they like suddenly stopped, and like 2 or 3 people jumped out of the car. Like everybody just like flung the doors open and popped out. Like one guy didn't really get out. He like flung his door open. I think he was gonna get out, but then he realized the other people were getting out. But when it happened at first, like all the doors flew open. I was like, oh my God, am I gonna get mugged? Kind of like what you see in like TV and stuff. Like I've never heard of it happening in real life, at least not around here. But it was like all 3 doors flung open and people started popping out. And I was like, what's going on? But I think they had something stuck under their car, dragging under the car, because they started like looking under the car. But we're home now, so we're gonna get something to eat. We're gonna put him down for a nap, and I'm going to start editing this week's vlog. Not the vlog you're watching right now, but the vlog that's going up at the end of this week. So for you, it'll be last week's vlog. Does that make any sense at all? Anyways, so I just found out that Levi has hand, foot, and mouth disease. I called the doctor because about 1:30, 2 o'clock, why am I opening the gate? I don't know why I opened the gate. I don't need to go in there. I noticed he had like a little rash forming on his knee. Yeah, around 1:32, I noticed he had a rash on his knee. And so I kind of kept an eye on it, and it's only spread. Now he's got it down his feet. He's got it on his forearms, not quite yet on his hands yet, but it's heading in that direction. Some on his cheeks. And yeah, so I called the doctor and I told her what was going on. I told her that he had a fever yesterday and that, you know, I thought it was teething. And she's like, yeah, it sounds like hand, foot, and mouth disease. They're like, there's not a whole lot we can do. It's just a viral infection. He was contagious when he had his fever. Now he doesn't have a fever, so he's not contagious. But that if his fever spikes again and he gets over 105, then we need to bring him in. Or if he stops eating and drinking, well, they'll need to see him if that happens. They don't want him getting dehydrated because he can get the sores in his mouth. As far as I can tell, he doesn't have any in his mouth yet, but like it's spreading, and he's got little blisters. Most of them are like little tiny sores. You'll see in that clip I just showed you, but some of them are kind of bigger blisters. And he's got one on his ear that I don't think I showed you, and he's got that little bigger cluster on the back of his ankle. And she said that if he gets them in his mouth and won't eat or drink, or like they're just really painful in his mouth, to mix 5 milliliters of Mylanta with 5 milliliters of Benadryl. He said normally they just swish it around, but that at his age he can just drink it and it'll be okay. So that's what's going on. So now I have to call my mom, because my mom and I were talking this morning and she said she had a little rash pop up on her. So good chance that's what that is. She said it'll last about a week and that'll be that. So far, like, it don't seem to be bothering him any. He don't seem to be aware of it or noticing it. He's not showing any signs of digging at his skin or picking at his skin. When I first saw it, I was like, is he getting chicken pox? But then I was like, I'm pretty sure he's had the chicken pox vaccine, so that can't be right. And then it just hit me, hand, foot, mouth disease. And I Googled it, and his symptoms are the same symptoms that are listed. And so I called the doctor, and doctor confirmed it. So yay! I just called the plasma center and let them know so they can sanitize all the toys, because he was there this morning. He, in theory, wasn't contagious because he wasn't running a fever. However, he was still there. So, what is that truck? It's like some kind of a fire safety truck. I don't know. I'm going down the back alley. But anyway, he just went down for a nap. It's late nap. It's like it's almost 4 o'clock now. It's 3:50. Yeah, just kind of what's going on with our day. So Levi is now up from his nap. He's sitting in there watching PJ Masks and having a little snack and some water. So I'm sitting here playing Sims, and I was playing while Levi was napping, and I wish I would have caught it on film. I wish I had. But do you guys see this little table right here? It's like a little play table. It's got like all kinds of buttons and stuff on the front. I was sitting in here playing Sims. I was the only one in here. Levi was napping. My cats were not in here. My dog was not in here. And that thing just went off on its own, playing music. So creepy. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know that my grandpa passed away in this house, and sometimes freaky little things like that happen for like no reason. Like my husband and I the other day, we were laying on the bed just like relaxing, the only two in the bed, or like in the room I should say. And a cup on his nightstand table just like fell over. Nothing moved it. Nothing touched it. Just fell over for no reason. And I've had several times where I'll be the only one in a room, or I'll be standing next to one of Levi's toys, not touching it, and it'll just start playing music or whatever. It happens all the time. So in case you're wondering if weird little freaky things still happen around here, yes they do. Good morning everyone. It is now Friday. I just made myself a turkey, egg and cheese sandwich for breakfast. Levi is having one of the leftover pancakes from yesterday. And today I need to do laundry. I need to edit a couple videos for next week. That's kind of all that's going on. This evening we are heading to my sister-in-law's house. She needs some help carrying some rock salt down to the basement, so my husband's gonna go carry that for his sister. And that's pretty much it. So I think we're gonna wrap up the vlog here. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you did enjoy, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.